In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this giraffe here, and we're going to make him the same colors as the one I made here. So let's get started, and we're going to make his legs, and you can use any variation of colors you want. Here I used orange and brown, and you can use yellow or brown and white. So we're going to start with the legs. We're going to take 3 single rubber bands, and from the bottom of the loom, we're going to start from 8 pegs up. And we're going to put our 3 single rubber bands from the 8th to the 7th, and then 2 single rubber band down the next 2 pegs, and 2 again. And now we're going to make the thinner part of his legs here. We have the thigh and now the thinner part of his legs. We're going to take a single rubber band, double it, and we're going to put it from the next one down, and we're going to continue like that 4 times. 2, 3, 4. And we're going to do this 4 times for the leg. So, and for the hooves, I'm using a single black, and I'm going to cap that off 3 times. So that's one of his leg, and you're going to need something to hold, an extra hook or something to hold your legs and arms and eyes. So go under the cap band, grab the bottom 2 rubber band and looping it onto itself. And you're going to keep going up your leg here. And you can do this again 4 times for all his 4 legs. And once you've done that, put his legs on the holding. Take it off carefully not to break your rubber bands. Take it off the loom and make the other 3. So you can make all 4 like this, and if you want the hooves to be a little bigger, you can add another single rubber band and loop it 3 times. So I'm going to make one that's slightly different, and again you can use whatever color you want. The next one I'm going to make it starting 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm just going to use 3 browns, and I'm going to vary it up with an orange and a brown, 2 browns. So you're going to have 3 in the first, 2 rubber bands, and then the leg part you take single, double it. I'm going to use all whites for these. 2, again take single, double, 3, single, double, 4. And that's his second leg, and we're going to cap that off for his hoof, and you can use black even or brown for his hoof. I'm going to just use black. So go ahead, and this is his second leg. And I'm going to make one slightly different, and again your giraffe can be any color you want. Just kind of play with it, because all the giraffe I think have different designs on them. So any color will do. Just keep looping up like that. So that's our second leg. Put it on a holding hook. I'm taking it off our loom. Careful not to break your rubber bands. You can kind of pull and fix it later once it's on your giraffe if you want, so it's not all twisted. Let's make another one. I'll make the 2, 4, 6, 8. Again, I'll make the last one a little slightly different, but you're welcome to make yours like these. First one is 3, then 2, then 2. Then the last 4 will be a single rubber band doubling it right down the row. And then capping it 3 times. We'll finish this one and I'll show you how I'm going to do one that's different. And again, your choice, you can do this 4 times. And the 3 rubber bands here at the top just makes his thigh a little meatier. So once again, put it on there, and here's how I'm going to make my 4th one. I'm going to again use 3, 2, 4, 6, 8, and I'll use 2 browns for my next one. And I'm going to make it on the hoof here, on the hook, so I'm going to loop, this is his hoof, I'm going to loop it around 3 times. I'm going to take a single white, double it, and this is also how you would make it on the hook. So this is the white part of the leg, and I wanted to add a little bit of thickness in his thigh part. So I'm going to do this 4 times with the white, single, double. That's 3. 4. And now I'm going to add my 2 orange for the first part of his thigh there. And now I'm going to add a little brown inside like I did here. I added a little brown spot inside his leg. So to do that, I'm going to loop it like I did the penguin's feet. I'm going to take a brown and loop it 3 times around my hook. And then I'm going to take the next color that I'm going to use. I put it on the loom there. I'm going to take it off, and I'm going to go ahead and pull it right onto that next thigh color. Scooch one side off of the hook. Put it on your index finger. Grab the other side and pull it through. And that, now you have a little bit of color in between the leg there. And again, you don't have to do this. You can just do it the other way. It's easier. And this is the top of the thigh, the 3 orange rubber bands here. And I'm going to transfer it right onto my holding hook. There are my 4 legs. And now I'm going to do the eyes. And for the eyes, we're going to make it black. So take a single black, loop it around 4 times around your hook. Take a single white, double it, and pull the black onto the white and looping it right back onto the hook. That's one eye. Let's make the other eye. Take a single rubber band, looping it around 4 times. Take a single white, double it, and pull that 4 black that was looped 4 times, and there, putting it on your hook. And now, since this eye is going to go on the face, we're going to grab a single orange rubber band and we're going to scooch the eyes right on to that single orange rubber band. And there, our eyes is ready, and we'll put that aside for later. And now let's do the ears. And for the ears, you can make it any color. Here I made one orange and one brown, and let's go ahead and do that. So to do the ears, you're going to take a single rubber band and loop it around 4 times on your hook. And then you're going to take 2 single orange and go ahead and scooch that right onto your hook. And that's your ear. And let's put it on the hook for later. And let's make the other ear brown. So same thing, you're going to take a brown, loop it 4 times, and then take 2 single browns, and then we're going to scooch it right onto the hook like that. That's the second ear. And the brown that I found so far, they haven't really worked so well. So just when you're working with these brown, just be careful, they break really easily. So now we're going to add his horn here. Giraffe has 2 horns. So we are going to take, for the tip I made it white. So we're going to take a single white rubber band, loop it around 4 times around your hook, and take an orange, double it, and pull that right onto your hook and loop it onto itself. Again, take another orange, double it, and pull that right onto your hook. That's your horn. And now that horn is going to attach to the top of the head. So I'm going to take whatever color you want. Here I made 1 orange and 1 brown. So I'm going to take my 2 orange. This is going to go on the top of the head. So you take 2 single orange and pull it through, and we are going to go ahead and put it right on the top of the loom there where our head starts. Right there. That's our 1 horn. Let's make the other one. And I can show you how to do that on the loom. So we can take a single orange, double it, and put it from this 3rd to the 2nd. Another single, double, from the 2nd to the 1st, and we're going to take a single white and loop it around 4 times. And now we're going to go under that cap band, grab the bottom 2 orange, and looping it onto itself. And now let's take 2 brown. You can take 2 orange or 2 yellow, whichever color you're using. And we're going to put it on the top here to hold your horn together, and carefully take it off of your loom. And that's your horn hooked onto your rubber bands, and you can stick it right on the top of his head there. And try not to twist your rubber band. So now let's make the body and the head and everything. So you already have your 2 rubber bands there. And try not to have them overlap each other. Okay, and it really doesn't matter because we're not hooking those, but it makes it look nicer. So let's go ahead, starting with 2 single rubber bands. Put 1 down from the 2nd peg to the 1st peg. And again, you can alternate color, make your giraffe fancy. Here's mine is 1 brown on one side and orange on the other. We can go ahead and do that. We can do it all orange. And now from the 2nd peg to the center, our giraffe face does not have to be that big, so we'll just bring it from the 2nd peg to the chin peg right there. And make sure you push down on the chin peg. Again, 2 rubber bands. We're going to do the center of the face from the top to the center, and then down to the chin peg, and pushing it down. And I'm using white because there's a little white down there. but you can use whatever color you want. And now we're going to do the neck. So for the neck, we are going to do orange, or you can do brown, whichever you want. From the neck, the chin peg down, you're going to use two single rubber bands. And now you're going to use single rubber bands for the side of the neck here, and two single rubber bands down the center. So a single rubber band, we're going to put it to the side of the neck, and you can use whatever color you want. I'm going to use one brown and one orange. There's our neck. And again, I'm going to continue down the center of the neck. I'm going to use a brown this time, two browns for the center, and then a single for the side, and a single for the side, and two rubber bands for the center. Again, you can alternate colors to make your giraffe a little fancy. There. And now, just every time you go down the side, use a single rubber band, but whenever you go down the center, put two rubber bands. So we're going to go 6 down for each side, each of the neck. So that's 2. Let's do this side first. 3. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go down 5 instead, and go 5 on the other side. 5, and then down the center with 2 rubber bands. So there. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we can do one more 6. I'm trying to count how many we need for the body. So again, the center and the side, single rubber bands for the side of the neck. So that's all the neck for the giraffe. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's what your giraffe should look like so far. And now let's do the body. We're going to do 2 rubber bands now from the center to the side. And again, you can do any color. I'm just going to vary it up. And when you decide to use this brown, just remember it's going to be very hard to loop. If there's any tension later to loop, just make sure you really have to loosen the tension because it'll break. And now, for the rest of the body, we're going to use 2 rubber bands down the side 3 times. I'm alternating my colors so that way it gives my giraffe some nice different spots on his body. But you can make it however you want. So 2 down the body and 3, and do the same on the other side. Then we're going to bring it to his bottom here. That's the last peg, there's his bottom. And then we're going to close it off. And again, do whatever color you want. I'm going to do brown to close him off. My giraffe here will mainly be brown. And I'll do an orange to cap it. And you can cap him off 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now that his body's done, you used your whole entire loom, and that's what it should look like. Now let's add his legs, and you can put it wherever you want. Just choose a leg and attach it. The front leg should go from the 5th peg from the bottom. That's the front legs. Then the back legs should go from the 2nd one from the bottom. And make sure you get all the rubber bands onto the pegs. So his legs are on, like that. And now let's do his ears. And the ears will go on the peg right there, near his horn. I think that's what you call him, his horn. I don't know what the giraffe's thing is. So that's his ears. And let's put on his eyes. And we can just put it so the eyes connect from the 2nd peg from the top, and then we're going to split the eyes out and bring it above that 2nd center peg there. So his eyes are on. And now importantly, we're going to put some capping rubber bands on. And now this is important. You will want to make his face small, so we're going to take a single rubber band. We are going to double it, and we are going to put it around the triangle, around his eyes, so we can put it across like that where his eyes were, and bring the top side up to create the triangle. So that's double, a single, doubled, creating the triangle hold rubber band there around the face. And now we're going to take single rubber bands, doubling it to make holding rubber bands around the neck, and we're going to make it tight so the neck is small. So just go ahead and pull it like that. So this is the first neck rubber band, holding rubber bands. We're going to put it from the 3rd peg and across. That's the first one. You single, double all the neck rubber bands. We are going to double it, double a single, and put it on the neck area. And we're just going to go ahead and continue down the row, creating triangles on the neck to make it sturdy and tight. Keep going down. Double the single, creating the holding rubber bands all the way down there. And that's all. You're going to have single, double, all down your giraffe to hold. And we can bring this one down there to create a diamond, to create an extra hold for his neck and his body. So now let's do some holding rubber bands for the body. And we're going to take just a single, and we're going to put it on the chest area. Do not double that one. Take another single and put it on the chest there. And that's your whole giraffe so far with the holding rubber bands. And now we're ready to loop. Let's go ahead and reach under that cap band at his bottom there. Grab the top 2 rubber bands. Mine is the brown one's going to the right there. Grab it and very gently, carefully, looping it back onto itself, pushing it down if you have to. Again, reach in the cap band, push it back, grabbing the next 2. If you can't see it, pull it aside and push the other one down. Go under the cap band, grab the next 2, mine's the next 2 brown, and very carefully pulling it onto itself. And the last 2, bottom, and looping it onto itself. And go ahead and go up the body Once again, reach in past all the legs. Make sure you get only the bottom 2 rubber bands. Reach inside that peg. You can push it down to C like that. Reach in, grab the bottom 2, and very carefully, if there's any tension, release it, and looping it onto itself. Just go ahead and go up the side of your giraffe's body. And make sure if there's a holding rubber band, pull that back, get inside the peg, and looping it onto itself. Just go up the other side. And push everything down the center of the body, making sure you have teardrops all around. If not, your giraffe will fall apart. So get in between the legs, pull it back, grab the top 2 rubber bands. Again, if you cannot see it, pull the other ones back. And if there's any tension, make sure you release it and looping it onto itself. The other side, same thing. Grab the top 2. If you can't see it, pull it the other back, turn it to the side, grabbing only the top 2. And pulling it onto itself. And now we can go up the neck rubber band, and this is very tight and it's just a single rubber band, so be careful not to break it. If there's any tension, use your hook, your extra hook, to aid it out and looping it onto itself. Do not break your rubber band. Okay. Especially the brown ones. The orange ones are a little bit more sturdier. So once again, if there's anything in the way, push it out. Just reaching the side neck is just one single rubber band and looping it up onto itself. Get the other side of the neck, the single rubber bands, pushing everything back. Let's go up your giraffe's neck there. Always go inside, grabbing that single and looping it to itself. And now we're going to reach in on his bottom, the neck here, grabbing the very bottom 2 rubber bands, and it should catch, creating that teardrop, looping it onto itself. Keep going up. Making sure everything catches. And now we're going up to the face. This is the chin peg there. Let's loop up the final neck part here onto itself. Again, check to make sure you have teardrops all the way around. You're not missing any rubber bands. Grab the last neck one and looping onto the chin or the peg there. And now we are going to grab the top 2, reach in the chin peg, grabbing the top 2 rubber bands, which should be the one going in between the eyes, and looping it onto itself. and grab the next two, whichever side it happens to go. That's okay, just reach in there, grab the two, and looping it onto itself. Okay, now what you want to do is you want to push all these rubber bands down. The chin rubber bands, the neck rubber bands, all around the face area, push it down, because now we're going to add another layer to create his mouth area, snout area here. So once everything is pushed down on your peg, I'm going to make mine white. So let's go ahead and do that using two single rubber bands at a time. So two from the second middle peg to the third middle peg, two rubber bands, two again from the fourth center to from the third to the fourth. So two rubber bands from here to there, two from there to there. And now we are going to take a single rubber band, double it, and we are going to put it on the side from the second peg to the third peg. Another single, doubling it, put it on the other side of the face. Now take another single, doubling it, and we're going to close off the mouth there from the third to the center. Again, on the other side, take a single, double it, and loop it around there. So this is the second layer. It creates a face. We took two single from there to there, another two single from there to there. We took a single, we doubled it from this peg to that peg, and another single, doubling it from there to there, and again single, double from there to there, and single, double from there to there. And now we are ready to close off the face. On the mouth, tip of the mouth there, the fourth peg from the center, we are going to loop it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And now let's do the holding rubber band. And this is the important one. From the second peg from one side of the face to the other, we are going to make that extra tight, and if you can, make it 3 loops. So to make his mouth area, the snout area, extra tight. So I'm looping that across the face, stretching out your rubber band as much as you can, and loop it 3 times. So from this peg to this peg there, 3 times, just right across. From the second peg from one side to the second peg on the other, just 3 times with a single band across. And now we're going to take another single, double it, and we are going to create a triangle here on his snout, the bottom of his mouth, his snout there. So a single, triple times around these 2 pegs, and a single, double, triangle around there. And now let's loop. So we are going to reach under the cap band there, the one we put around 3 times, and we are going to catch the top 2 rubber bands, and mine is going to the right there, and I'm looping it right onto itself. Again, just make sure you reach under the cap band, grab the next 2 white, and mine is going to the left, and the last 2 is going up the middle of the snout, the mouth area. And now let's go up the side of the face, or the mouth. So reach in under everything, grab the next 2 white, the bottom 2 white there, and looping it onto itself. You should have it like that so far. Again, on the other side, reach under all those rubber bands, grabbing the bottom 2 and looping it onto itself. That's what yours should look like so far. And now let's finish the last one in the center of the face, only grabbing the whites, the 2 whites that we just put on, and looping it onto itself. And there we should have the snout, the mouth area completed. And now we're going to reach all the way in on the second peg there, and it's going to be extra tight because of all those rubber bands. If you have the brown ones, just be careful. You're going to reach all the way under there, grab the bottom two rubber bands, and this rubber band is catching all that face area and snout and everything and holding it. If there's tension, release it. It's going to be extra tight, but be careful not to break your rubber band, and bring it right to the ear area there. And same with the other side. And this one I have brown, so I have to be extra careful because my brown rubber band will break. So I'm going to hold it with my hook here. I'm going to carefully release the tension. If you're using another different color, the yellow seems to be okay, but this brown is definitely very fragile. I'm releasing my tension and making sure the rubber band catches, creating that teardrop and looping it right onto the ear peg there. So now let's finish up the side of the ear, the top of the head. Reach inside, pull the ears back, grab the bottom two, and looping it onto itself. Let's do the other side. Reach in, pull the ears back. There, looping it onto itself. And now the center of the face. There, and now our giraffe should look like that. And he's ready to come off the loom. Let's go ahead and take a capping band. A slip knot rubber band. Reach all the way in that forehead. Get your hook through, pass all those rubber bands, pull it into that back out, and creating the slip knot, and tie it very carefully and use your hook to guide it. And now we're ready to take our giraffe. He should look like that, and check to make sure we have teardrops all around catching. And let's go ahead and take him off the hook. So you can either start at either side. I'm going to start at his bottom here. You can start at the head if you want. Okay, just keep going up. Taking it very carefully off the loom. This one is very tight, so be very careful. Just pull, continue pulling him off your loom very carefully. Some parts are very tight. There he is. And go ahead and there's his ears and his horns. Adjust them and bring his eyes forward. If they're behind there, they usually just pop up in the back. Adjust his string. This is eyes, this face, this neck, and you can pull it from the bottom there to have him be straighter. And again, you can tuck it in and just kind of pull and tug him to where you want, but that's his face, his eyes. And let's add his tail. And for his tail, we are going to do it on the loom. And let's take a single rubber band, and we'll do it at the bottom. Actually, let's take, you can do it as long as you want. So I'm going to take a single orange, and I'm going to double it, and I'm going to do it 2 times here. Take another single orange, double it, put it on the end of your loom there, and then do a kind of like a loop it there for 3 times. And now go ahead and loop it up and onto itself. And put a single rubber band to hold it. And again, you can make it shorter, you can make it longer, you can make it a different color if you want. And that's the tail that I have for my little giraffe there. And then take your giraffe, just go right on his back and his bottom there, and get your loop, pull it through, creating the slip knot and slipping your tail right through there. That's his tail. And again, you'll have to adjust him, pull his neck and his arms and legs, and if you do it enough, he'll be able to stand, but he can definitely sit on his own like that. I hope you like him. Thanks for watching.